If last year left you a bit foggy and unscattered, then it really isn't about pushing harder this year, it's about cleaning the lens. Clarity comes when you remove what no longer fits, what doesn't feel right anymore. Mental clutter really bogs down creative energy, and things that aren't in alignment, this mental clutter, this heavy baggage, it's not helping you, it's forcing you to have your attention scattered and a little bit here, there, and everywhere, and that is not helping any of those topics. Hi, my name's Rebekah Victoria and welcome back to my studio. I am a professional fine art painter with a bachelor degree in fine art from Melbourne and from Paris. Welcome. Mental clutter really creates these energy blocks. It ends up dividing your attention so far that you only have one little bit of attention per thing, rather than eliminating the things that aren't in alignment anymore and making sure that everything gets enough attention that it deserves. So the mental clutter really drains your energy, and it ends up in you having worse ideas, a lack of ideas, and a lack of creativity. And no artist wants that, no person wants that. So the mental clutter really drains your energy, and that can end up in you having a lack of clarity and a lack of creative ideas. But the problem is, how do you clear that out? How do you figure out the things that aren't in alignment for you anymore? For me, I found journaling really helpful. I've had a few prompts that I've used over the years, and they have been really, really good. And I can share those prompts with you if you'd like. Just let me know in the comments. Another thing that I've found really helpful is like really tuning into my body and finding out what a yes feels like and finding out what a no feels like. Your body, it knows so much. It is so intelligent, and you just have to learn how to listen to it in a way that makes sense and allows it to communicate with you properly. So for me, like when I tune into my body and my heart, I put a hand on my chest and I put a hand on my belly, and I close my eyes and I take a deep breath. And I say, is my name Rebekah? And I feel what that feels like, because I know that that's a yes, a definitive yes, kind of like in a lie detector test. And then I ask myself something, I do the same thing, and I ask myself, do I want to do this? And I listen to how my body feels. And now you know how a yes feels, so soon you will learn what a no feels like too. And sometimes it can be hard because you don't feel like you get a really good read on it. And for me, if I go and do some meditation and some breath work, that can really calm down my nervous system, and that can really help me to then, when I re-ask the question, it helps me be a lot more in tune with how my body is feeling and be a lot more in tune with what it's trying to say to me. Then with using this process, I am able to use this process to let go of the projects that are really dragging on out of guilt. I'm really able to detect the things that are energy drainers and the things that are energy savers. So I can even ask my body, is this draining my energy? And you'll know instinctively if it's a yes or no. And you can really weed out the things that are draining your energy and really causing you to be pulled in directions that you shouldn't be. And then you can figure out what really aligns with you and really work on timelines that match with your life and work on the projects that match with your life and make sense for you, exactly who you are and exactly how you want things to be. That technique has been really beneficial for me, and I hope that it is beneficial for you. The real takeaway is that you don't need more projects in your life. You need to take away the things that are weighing you down. And having those fewer weights will help you ascend into the things that you should be doing so much easier. You're not dragging this empty weight along that you don't need to be. I found out that your nervous system really sets a limit on how much creative energy you can produce and sustain. I like to really work within those restraints and not push the boundaries anymore, because I found that that doesn't benefit me whatsoever. Sustainable creativity is such a safer, more aligned way to work, taking the pressure off and just working in a way that doesn't drain me down to the bottom of my battery every single time I do it. I feel like it shows me mostly when I'm hitting the edges of my nervous system is through tiredness and lack of concentration, and that is a very clear way for me to know that I have pushed things a little bit far. And I like to try and take note of that and really pay attention to when that kicks in, so that I can maybe stop 5 minutes earlier or 10 minutes earlier and just leave myself at more like an 80% than 100% taxed. And leave myself with a little buffer of energy that I can go and have a quick rest and get over it quicker, and really trust what my body needs and the process. And doesn't matter if it's slow, trust that it might be slow for a reason, and then return to my art gently over time, again, and put layers on, and allow myself to just create within this natural kind of timeline is not quite the right word, this natural kind of like barrier that my body has created for itself through the nervous system. And I really like to build momentum through just small intentional things and honest wins, like just little things. It doesn't have to be huge, and something is better than nothing. Momentum sometimes really isn't about setting and achieving these huge goals, but it's by creating these repeatable actions and creating a space for you to continuously do the work instead of burning out every single time you start. It's about slowly upgrading things and just starting from a baseline that is attainable and maintainable, and not pushing yourself to the limits every time, because you're really just losing a lot in that process. Because your creative really will respond from a place where it feels safe, and by allowing your body to feel safe in this way, you're going to be able to create a lot more. It's going to feel a lot less forced, and you'll get into the flow state a lot easier, because it'll feel like a much more fluid motion, and it'll feel like a much more authentic motion too. It won't be forced. It'll be invited in with a yes, come and play with me. It will be comfortable. So setting these clear intentions and these clear spaces and clear limitations can be very beneficial for life, but also for your art practice. And I think it's really important to honor your body, honor your nervous system, and really celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the momentum that you gain, and the momentum will just flow on naturally from there. You won't feel like you're pushing this big rock up a hill and really pushing against the forces of nature trying to do it. You will feel like you are pushing a rock down a hill and working together, because you are working with your nervous system and you are working in tandem and in this really beautiful way. So yeah. Hey, I also just wanted to let you know that I create custom artworks. If you have a dream, a story, a person, or a memory that you want to keep close, a great way to do that is to turn it into a piece of art. These commissioned artworks are for people who want something deeply personal. It is a great gift, but it's also great to hang in your own space. Together we can work to create the artwork of your dreams, and you can apply through my website today to have your own dream artwork created. So if you're interested, please head to my website at www.rebekahvictoriastudios.ca, and I'll link it below. I can't wait to create your dream artwork with you. I feel like your creativity really needs to feel like this companion in your life, like you're working together, as I said, walking down this hill together. It's not something that you're trying to push against, and it's not something that you're demanding to work with you. It's this creative collaboration. You're working through it together, and that's a really special way to look at creating art, and I think you should really honor it if you're in that space, and if you're not, really work towards that and really try to look after yourself in the process, because nobody wants to be burnt out. Nobody wants to be burnt out. Nobody wants to be pushing themselves to the very limit. It's not a healthy place to be in, and you should not be doing that. And I learned this the hard way by going through a huge fibromyalgia flare-up, but still pushing myself every single day. I had my son at home with me. I was his full-time caregiver, and I was still pushing myself to create art in an elaborate way that just wasn't working. And it took me so long before I just finally said, enough is enough. I need a break. This is not working. And looking back, I wish I had just just slowed down a little bit, just even a tiny bit. It was just so hard in the moment to gain that perspective though. And hindsight is so much easier to look back and say, no, I was really pushing myself way too far to the limit, but I couldn't see it in that time. So once I really slowed down and intentionally rested and meditated and listened to my body, it really made a phenomenal amount of difference. So I hope that you're able to bring that into your practice, and I hope that that could be helpful for you too. Working on regulation is a extremely important thing, and working on how to stay comfortable. For me, happiness isn't the goal I strive towards. It's comfort, it's clarity, and it's commitment. I don't know if commitment's the right word, but I'm thinking like commitment to who I'm supposed to be. So anyway, that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this. I feel like I learned a lot in the process of making this video as well. If you want to chat further about this in the comments, I would love it if you would reach out and we can chat further. And if this is something that resonates with you, please send it to somebody that you know and subscribe so that you can follow along for more videos like this. I hope that maybe you have a little bit of space in your day to be creative. And if not, maybe you have some time to rest instead. I am sending you so much love. And I really hope that you can try and work with your body and figure out what feels like a yes and a no, and just really weed out the things that don't align with you. Anyway, I'm sending you so much love. Bye. Just before I let you go, I just wanted to let you know that you can now bring a piece of my artwork into your own personal space. On my website, you will find original paintings, prints, postcard, mini prints, and you will also find my children's books. Each piece is made from the heart and holds a little piece of wonder and softness and story. So if you're interested, please head to my website at www.rebekahvictoriastudios.ca, and I'll link it below.